Hi, I'm Jasmine.
This is Eric.
Welcome to Let's Just Play. And today we're going to do our top 10 games to play with your kids roughly aged 5 to 10 is how I made my list. So
Hmm.
that's what I'm going to name the video, minus the roughly maybe. But okay, the way I made my list is it's not a strictly 10 in a row in ascending order of how much I enjoy the game. Rather, I am kind of working off of the one of the previous videos we have done where it's teaching toddlers to play games. And in that video, we talked about the top 10 games to teach things like how to take turns, like the basic ideas of cooperation and stuff like that to play like cooperative games. And in this one, I kind of took 10 different types of games that I'd want my kids, now ages 5 to 10, to be able to play. And in my opinion, the best game to do that. How'd you make your list?
Not that. Mine is mostly just mine is just a list of 10 games that I like playing with our kids. They're in that 5 to 10 year old range. And it's games that I think work well with them. Some of them, as I look through the list, I think are a little more advanced, and I'll just call those out. But we play them with our 5, 6, and 7 year old now. So they can definitely, they kind of have to age up into them and teach them, but they're good games.
Okay. My number 10 is I picked because it's a good large group game. And it's also got like a silly aspect to it. And it's very simple, even if you don't quite know how to play. But it's Finger Guns at High Noon. This is one that we've pulled out specifically in groups with other kids. I feel like it usually goes
It's pretty
better.
goofy.
Even though like the first time I played it, I won it in a tournament, I think. I believe it was a tournament at a convention, and it was all adults at the time. But since then, we played it with our kids, and it is goofy, and it's got like a lot of different components of like getting other people. And you can play it with like the whole family or just a bunch of kids, and they usually all have fun. You're pointing finger guns at each other or dynamite, you're blowing each other up. Once you're out, it's not like one of those games where you're out and you're done, boo hoo, but it's you're out and you're a ghost now and you can kind of try to screw over the other players. So I think that it's good for kids in that regard too, because it's not one and done, the game's over. Now go find something else to do. It's like you're still in it and you can still win, even after you've technically died.
Yeah, it's simple rules and
And all the rules are printed on like a little card to tell you all the things you can do.
yeah, it works really well.
You can play up to 8 people, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool, good pick. My number 10 is I wouldn't say not strictly a kid's game, but it is pretty simple and it's just mostly dice rolling and big monsters. So I picked King of Tokyo.
I don't know
Um,
why I didn't put that one on my list.
yeah, it's a good one for I think kids and really you can age this up with them too. So if you just want to play with the dice rolling and attacking and leave the cards out of the game, you can do that. The cards don't add that much complexity, but
Our dog's getting a drink of water.
yeah, you can hear them. So I don't know. It's a good game. We've played with our kids for a while now, and it's also one that works well with adults and kids all together. So
And you can team up with other people, which is kind of fun too. They love, love, love teaming up
they
against
do.
us. So, mhm.
Yeah, it's a good game.
Okay. My number 9 is just a game for goofiness. And this has showed up on some of my other lists already, but it's stuck in my head as of right now. If I made this list in another year, maybe it wouldn't be on my list. But right now, Tiny Laser Heist is a good game. You don't have to be like you don't have to know a lot of the like strategic elements of board gaming to be able to have fun with this game. You can simplify the rules if you need to, but really you probably don't to play this. I've only played it with the kids once, but they did have such a good time that it's going to probably be a regular part of our rotation. So again, it's propped up on some of my other top 10 lists, and I've made like a how to play video that I'll link below. But you take tiny little hands, and you can't do it. One person doesn't do it, but each person has a tiny little hand, and you have to work together to remove locks from jewels, and then stealing the jewel, and then getting money or a payout for that. And you can sabotage other people by making them do it with one of their eyes shut or by making them do it without being able to talk to each other. And it's just really fun. It doesn't get very good reviews yet. It's still rather new. But people say it's too hard. And I played it with the kids, and it's definitely doable with kids, but you can simplify it if needed. And you can make it easier if you need to. But it's a game that's really fun, I think,
Yeah.
even for that age range of just like having fun being silly.
Yeah, I could see why you'd feel it was frustrating as things fall out of your hands, but
I guess
I think
that's
it's
a
just
good
fun.
point. If your kids get frustrated really easily, maybe this isn't the one that you would want to play with them. But if you want to teach that being frustrated graciously, this would be a really good opportunity to do that too.
It's a good game. My number nine is maybe an introduction to another game, another popular game. I think it's pretty straightforward overall. It's Ticket to Ride First Journey. So it's Ticket to Ride, but it's meant for younger kids. So it's a lot simpler rule set, probably more colorful, and our kids like it. And I think it's definitely good for that 5 to 10 year old range. So.
It's when comparing it to Ticket to Ride, it is such a well done, scaled down version or aged down version, I should say, because like it does all of the same stuff. You're still collecting cards like the same way. You're still like the routes and the map is just they're a little simpler, probably shorter, and you're doing a variation of a longest road. You're trying to do like a coast to coast situation. But it does a lot of the same things. So it's a really good alternative or intro game for kids if you like Ticket to Ride.
Yeah, and I like when our kids are taking the routes and they're looking at them and then they're looking at the board and you can see that they're figuring out what's the shortest route from A to B. And sometimes they'll find the shortest route and they'll still want to do it a different way that they saw. But it is fun just to watch them figure that out and try and,
I feel
complete
like for a
milestones.
10-year-old, you may just go ahead and jump into Ticket to
Yeah,
Ride.
that's probably
Uh,
true. This is on the lower end
yeah.
of five to
But
ten.
but 5 I would say
Yeah.
first journey for sure. Like and in between, I still think that our 7-year-old probably is still in the first journey
Yeah.
realm.
I mean, yeah, you might be able to branch off, but it would be
Longer and
Ticket to Ride might be a
more
little too much.
tedious,
Who
yeah.
knows?
Okay. My number 8 is a racing game, another game that has popped up on some of our lists already, but is good for this age group and above, honestly. Dodo's Riding Dinos. So I think it popped up on our
Rated, it might be.
underrated list. I always want to say underrepresented, but it's not that. Um, but it is a game where it's as long as your kid can read, it's good. So like if you know in the 5 to 6 range, you might still need help with reading. But once they can read, you're just flipping cards, you're looking at a number, you're moving that number of spaces, and then you're doing the silly stuff on the card. So sometimes you can throw a banana, like a little wooden banana at someone, and then you get to steal cards from them, or they have to discard cards if you hit them. Or maybe you get to move ahead that number of spaces or something like that. You get to roll logs into them. You get to fling stuff at them, drop things from, a foot off the board or something. A lot of ways to have like dexterous fun with racing, which is why it has made it on some of my other lists because I don't see that combined a lot. But for the kids, like you can make it, I think the boards are really good for like maybe your kid doesn't want to sit down for an hour to play a racing game. Well, there's like the shorter routes. So like there's an
Yeah.
inner route, which is a shorter game or a longer one. Or if you have someone that can really sit there for a couple of hours and you really like this game, you can do the Grand Prix and you can do all the routes. All the maps. So the game itself comes with a couple of boards and they're double-sided, right? Or is it the
Yes,
scissor?
maybe. I think there's 4 different routes and
Yeah.
maybe it's double-sided.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I think that they're double-sided boards. So you really have a lot of different opportunities, and the boards make for different paced games. The cards make everything move really quickly, and it's such a pretty, cute game. Here, show the cover real quick. Oh, he just pulled it off our shelf. It's so pretty, and it's got such good pieces. Actually, we had some kids over the other day, and they got this out immediately. I just played with the pieces because the pieces are so hardy, and
Yeah, the
they're
little
really good. That's maybe
miniatures or
the
whatever.
worst one to show on camera. But they're pretty and they're chunky and they're cute and silly. So yeah, Dodo's riding dinos. It's my okay. Now you can put the game away.
Good
Show
game.
you every piece.
Good pick. Okay, my next one, number seven, number eight, and I eight is I didn't realize, but it's similar to Ticket to Ride First Journey in that it's a junior game. It's Catan Junior, which I would say is a little bit older age range than Ticket to Ride First Journey. But again, there's like decisions that they're making. They're rolling dice. They're collecting resources. They're having to pay attention to what's on the board. What do they have? What can they purchase with the resources they have? So it gives you a lot of different introductions to those things, and then it's still enjoyable and not overly complicated. But again, I do think it's a little bit more complicated than like Tick Drive First Journey.
It is. It's combining a lot of, I mean, you're the rolling and having to pay attention to the spots that you're on and look to see what resources you get. They do have like a trading mechanic with like a market still, and I think that you can optionally trade with each other, but I
Yeah.
don't think you're supposed to do both. But you could play how you want. And then obviously like building stuff, like two different things, three different things, because you have the cards that you can also like development cards too. Yeah, it is a really, again, a really well done scaled down or aged down version of a popular game,
Yep. Good.
I think. Number seven, this is kind of a funny choice for engine building, but so for engine building, I was trying to think of like something where you're selecting cards or selecting something to modify your game, right? And so I picked a game that we've been actually playing quite a bit of recently, and it is Unstable Unicorns,
Oh,
which may not jump off the page as an engine building game. But the more I play it, the more I really think it is. I'm like, okay, I really need to get this yay card off the table over there, or I need to get it in my stable so that everything that I do is easier and no one can nay me. Or I need to get this card here so that I can start destroying unicorns or something like that. So you get to have upgrade cards and downgrade cards in your stable to or in other people's stable. So it's engine building for yourself and messing up other people's engines to make it so that you can get more unicorns in your stable until you get enough to win. It's really that you're just playing cards into your stable, and some of your unicorns do things too, but cards have different abilities. You are messing other people up while trying to continue on your own path of getting a certain number of unicorns in your stable until you win. Yeah,
yeah. I guess I would have never thought of that
as
station
engine
building,
building.
but I can kind of see it. I wonder if it's that on Board Game Geek. It'd be fun to check. Uh, my number seven is probably a 987. It's probably the most complicated game on my list. So, I mean, we still play it with the 5-year-old, and we've been playing it with them for a while. 6 now. We've been playing it with them for a year or two, but we've slowly introduced rules, I guess. But it's Stuffed Fables.
uh,
Um, it's not crazy complicated. Um,
Not if like a grown up is in charge of the rules of
Right,
it. Yeah,
and tracking it, and I mean, most of your rolling dice. Again, you're making decisions. It's kind of like uh um
a dungeon crawl
a
sort of.
dungeon crawl. Yeah, I was gonna say an RPG, but dungeon crawl is
Yeah.
probably better. Um, and you're basically stuffed animals trying to protect your person. It's a little girl who you're trying to protect, and um I don't know. It's just fun. The story's good. The art's great. The little miniatures are fun. We occasionally let the kids paint them. Um, and yeah, it's good. And they break it up into different like little stories. And you could try and do an entire story at once.
Yes.
Uh, you could try and do an entire story at once, or
It's
you could
late here.
break down each page and do that. So that's how we do it. We break it down into small segments. I think anything else would be longer at this point, but if we had the right time frame, I bet we could.
The only thing that I think the reason I didn't pick this is every time we play this, it starts strong and we're like, good, we're moving, yeah, we're doing this dungeon crawl, we're earning stuff, it's cool. But especially our younger one, and really both of them, I think by the end, like they're so wiggly by the end.
Yeah.
And that's not the case for every board game that we play. It's specific to this one, I would say. Like, I mean, it happens almost every time we play this one. So it's like not enough is happening to all of us to keep their attention all the time necessarily, but it is fun. They still get to, they collect certain items and they feel cool. Like they like collecting certain items. They have like a little, persona for their Stuffy.
Yeah.
It's very much a what would Stuffies do at night, like if they were alive sort of situation. So it is cute and the theme is there, but for some reason it doesn't keep their focus for me, in my opinion. Like,
Right. Yeah, I can see that. They do, and especially sometimes they want to play a second one, so we'll go through a small segment and they'll want to do another. And I think in the past we've done it, but I don't think we would do two today.
mhm,
We'd say let's wait till later today or let's do it another day. But
just to get wiggles out and stuff. Yeah. Okay. Okay, my next one, the mechanic that I am going for is the take that sort of type of game, where you're like really messing with other people, you're trying to stop them from winning or get something from them. And it's again a game that we play a lot of, Exploding Kittens.
oh,
So it's a game where the art is enough to hold their attention. They think it's so fun, and cute to have all these like different crazy kittens on there, and especially the big pack for the party pack or whatever.
yeah,
I don't know
you
what
can
it's called.
have a ton of
Super
people.
Exploding
I think
Kittens,
it's
maybe?
party pack. Yeah.
Party pack. And they get this game. Like, they, even though they both can read, I don't think they would really need to if you just explain it, and they hold on to the rules really well. And we play it with other kids and other adults. The adults that we played with have liked the game as well. Everybody just likes it, and it's easy and fun, and it is actually a game that you drop out of
Hmm.
as you get a exploding kitten, and you don't have like what is it,
Diffuse?
diffuse. So it's something to where, like, if you're an adult and you're like, "Ah, I'm done playing this game," like, you can get out of it. And then the kids can keep playing, or if they get out, it's fine. That's a way of teaching, like, okay, now you can wait until the next round or something like that. And so that's, if you want your kid to learn that lesson of, like, sometimes we lose. That's a good one for that, because we're all going to slowly lose and slowly drop out. And if you can show everybody you're okay with that, it's a good thing to learn.
Yeah, it goes over really well with our group, which I'm sure is part of why we like it so much. And I do like that it's a game where the kids do have to take that, right? There's gonna be cards played against them that is going to be negative. You're gonna have cards taken from you. You're gonna take cards from other people, and that can be tough at times. So it's a good pick.
Mhm.
My number six is a game that we've introduced to a lot of people, and
Oh,
pretty much always been
never.
well liked. Social Deduction.
Okay. No, yeah, got
One
it.
Night
Got it.
Ultimate
Yeah.
Werewolf. One Night Ultimate
I
Werewolf.
thought, you were thinking Quacks of Quedlinburg at first. I was like, wait, this is a kid list.
So I mean, one night is just it's your classic. You go to sleep, different roles happen, you wake up and you try and figure out who the baddie is, right? Um, and it's just goofy. Kids like to lie.
And they're
Um,
good at it.
and they're
They're
good
really
at it.
good at it. Or
Well,
sometimes they're funny
because
and
sometimes,
not
yeah,
good
sometimes
at
they'll
it.
even be, you can't tell if they're telling the truth or a lie because they're good at it or because they don't.
Because even
Sometimes,
though they're supposed to be telling the truth because they're a good guy right now, they're going to lie about it because they think it's fun.
yeah,
Lie about it.
it's fun. I mean, it's just a
That's
good
awesome.
game. I mean, it works well with adults. We've introduced it to my family quite a bit, and yeah, it's an enjoyable.
We had a friend that came up, and they have four kids of various ages, but I would say well within this range. And they liked it so much, we gave them an extra copy that we happened to have. And they said that they went home and played it like every night over dinner. So that's cool. We would never play it over dinner, but because we don't want food on our game. But I thought it was so cool that we were able to introduce that pastime to them. Yeah.
Yeah, fun.
That it?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, my number five is something Eric's already mentioned. I chose it for resource management, and that is Catan Junior.
Uh-huh.
So, um, for all the reasons that he said, it is a very well done, aged down game of Catan itself. One of our kids is up and stomping around. And it is really good for, like, yeah, managing your resources, collecting them, saving it up to maybe build things in such a way that you're able to expand and eventually win. So I and you're playing against other people, you're trying to get more of certain things than other people, you're trying to get to the better spots. Yeah, it does a lot that I think Catan does. So honestly, again, at that 9 or 10 range, they can probably jump right into Catan, but this is a very good stepping stone. um Probably a little closer to Catan than some of the other kid games that we've got on here.
I just look tired. Okay. Hello.
You don't have to redo the intro.
It's Let's Play.
Putting it back in at number 5.
Number 5. So for this one, I picked a cooperative game. I did not pick Pandemic. We play Pandemic sometimes with our 7-year-old, and our 6-year-old plays it a little bit, but I tried to pick something that I think they like the theme of a lot. I did not, I don't know why I'm telling you the things I didn't pick. I also didn't pick Forbidden Island, though I think it would fit well onto this list. I picked Flashpoint Fire Rescue, which is
A good game.
definitely a grown-up game that I think is simple enough. The theme is probably part of what carries it. You're just firefighters in a house or whatever trying to fight a fire. You're saving people, you're saving cats and dogs. We don't have any of the expansions, so I think there's a ton of them. Um, and so it's just it's a good game. They understand the concept of what you're doing, and the rules are pretty simple.
There's a
So,
family mode.
and there's a family mode, which isn't that much different than the normal mode, honestly, but it's a little bit simpler and
Mhm.
you know,
To
lets
make it
them.
easier for you to win, I
I think
think.
so,
Yeah.
yeah. You have less fires to start,
It
and
is really fun though, because it is very like it's thematic. Like you feel like when you see
yes.
the fires popping up, you're like, oh my gosh, we're losing our house. Like, oh, the dog died. Like that's heartbreaking, And we, make it fun for the kids and we get the ambulance over there and we deliver them to the hospital and stuff like that. Like,
You have
yeah.
different roles that you take on to get to feel special and have your own thing. We usually let the kids pick what role they want, and then we go
Because the medic is
random.
fun. If they want to save
Yeah,
people, they get to do that. If they want to be a super firefighter, they can spray a lot of fire or
yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, my number 4 is an escape room or puzzle type game. So this is hitting that type of game. And I picked Unlock Kids. We have Unlock Kids and we have basically the exit kids or
Yeah.
something like that. And in my opinion, the exit one was a little bit more on the underage side. So like it was too simple. And I thought the Unlocked Kids was good. Like they have to use a lot of clues, they have to connect a lot of different ideas. With parental help it's especially doable. But I think like for older kids they could probably do it all on their own. Once they get the once they get it down of like what how it works and like how to
Mechanics.
find, yeah, the mechanics of it, how to find cards and how to know if you were correct and that sort of thing. So it's really fun. We've had a lot of good times. They are able to like be like, oh, I would use the axe for this, and then they look at that thing and it is a clue. um and there's like some pattern recognition and there's a story that you're trying to work through and solve. Yeah, it's a good version for someone who likes escape room type things or exit games. Like we play a lot of those ourselves. So that's a good way to get the kids introduced to that type of game.
Yeah, I think it's a great introduction, and I do like it better than the exit version. The exit version felt less um deductive, deducive. Uh,
I like the exit games better for adults though. Like
yes.
the unlock games that I've played have not hit for me. Like I don't know if we're just playing weird ones that are bad, but I don't have as much fun playing unlock games normally, but for the kids I think it flipped for me. Yeah.
The kids one's great. Cool. So for my number 4, I think this branches very well from 5 to 10, or when you introduce additional rules each time. So my pick is Pokemon, the
Oh
card
yeah.
game.
Okay.
But they have specific sets that they sell that aren't that expensive. They're like, I don't know what they're called off the top of my head, but they're like introduction to Pokemon or Pokemon Junior, and it strips out a lot of the rule set and it gives you a much smaller deck of cards. It's like 16 cards or something, and it you can introduce it. You can you play one side is thunder, one side is fire. You're fighting, and it's really good to introduce them to it. And then they even have the next set, which is like Battle Academy or something. And in this set, I think it might be the full rule set, but it has a step-by-step guide of like the first 6 turns that you walk through, and you can introduce all the new rules to the kids. And again, they have pre-built decks that you use. And so it's just really good. And honestly, we haven't even got to where they're just playing completely on their own outside of those introduction things, but I'm confident, by the time we're 10 that they'll be able to do that. And they have a lot of cards that they've got from random places. And so at some point, if they're really into it, they can build decks of cards. But they really enjoy it. And so it's really fun because they would just get out the introductory trainer.
Introduction.
The the beginner sets, they would get those out and play them. And at one point, our youngest trapped her grandpa into playing Pokemon with her. He didn't realize what was going on. She just pulled him out and they started
You're playing
playing.
now.
It was very
You
funny.
taught it to him. It was he
She
did.
taught it to him and they played.
Yeah.
And she was like 4 or 5 at the time. So
Yeah. Yeah, the first one. What is it just what is it called? The first one?
you mean the beginner set?
Uh,
I can look
it's
if we want,
it's
but
really good for like, and it's very like the player mat that you have is like step one, do
yes.
this, step two, do this. And like it gets to the point where obviously you don't have to reference it, but it's similar. It like levels up each time with
Yeah.
more scaffolding, and then eventually you're probably just playing, but we haven't actually just played the normal straight game with them. I know Pokemon's so popular, but like I think it might mainly be for collecting at this point. Like a lot of the kids that we run into don't actually play
And that's
Pokemon.
what I did growing up. I just collected. So I didn't know how to play either. So I'm learning with them.
Yeah. Okay. My number three is a cooperative game, for us, and I really like the Flashpoint Fire Rescue, but cooperative game that we've been really excited about recently and we've had a lot of fun with is Ziggurat. It's a game where you build a pyramid. He really wants to grab it right now. Is that
Not
where
grabbing
you're
it.
not grabbing it? You build a pyramid and there's like something. Do we know what it is at the beginning? I don't want to say it if
Uh,
it's a legacy game though, so it's very cool because the board is changing, your powers are changing, the game dynamics are changing, the win conditions are changing as you go, and the game is getting harder and more interesting just as you're getting the rules down. So like it's really good again with that
it's
natural scaffolding for the kids. Like it's
very cool.
simple the first game, you get it, and you add a little bit every time. And the game has just been super fun every time. We've always wanted to continue by playing again, but similar to Stuffed Fables, I feel like by the end we're like getting a little wiggly, um, depending on how long it took us to do our things. But not similar to Stuffed Fables is like everybody's turn, like on several times, like you have things that impact everybody. So everybody is like, oh, what's my best move right now? So like during other people's turns, they're still active and there's still something for them to do. But it's very much a flip a card, move that number of spaces, or move everybody, or move another person, and then move fire spirits. And you're trying not to get hit by the fire spirits, and you're trying to not let the fire spirits get into the pyramid. But you're trying to get to the top of the pyramid. So it's like you're avoiding things while also trying to race things, and position yourself opportunely to be able to climb ladders. And it's like shoots and ladders. It's 3D shoots and ladders.
Yeah.
3D legacy shoots and ladders.
It's really fun. And it's nice. It adds just additional powers and
I never
things that
realized
you.
that before, that it was shoots and ladders.
It is.
You literally use shoots and ladders though to move up and down
It's
the
really good
pyramid.
though.
It's very good. Much better than shoots and ladders.
And the kids, again, I think any game that we play with the kids and they really enjoy it and they ask to play it, or when we pull it out, they're excited to play it. It's gonna be improved in our eyes for that. So
Mhm. Oh,
Ziggurat
and you get
is,
to like win like titles and stuff for your character. So you have your character and you're like, if you were the first person to get to the top of the pyramid, you get like a little title or
yeah.
like a little accolade sort of thing. It's very cool. Yeah.
And even for things that aren't necessarily good,
Yeah.
you get one, and that's kind of fun.
Yeah. You're more
So
interesting of a character that way.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
cool, good
Go ahead.
pick. So my number 3 is also kind of a cooperative game, but not. It's like Battleship, sort of, but it's cooperative battleship against teams. So basically, you have a team of 2 people. It's Sonar. Let me say that.
The
And you have two teams. So you have one person who's the captain and one person who is
sonar.
the what is it called?
Navigator or something, or what is it?
Whatever, navigator's good. You're basically trying to figure out. You have one person who's controlling the sub and one person who is trying to find the opponent's sub. And so the captain moves, says out a location or like up, left, right, down. The navigator, that's not it.
Sure, it is.
The
The
sonar
navigator.
operator.
Yeah, the navigator. It's fine.
Navigator, but they're not. It doesn't
They're
matter. But they're gonna mark it on a little sheet.
as if they were navigating.
Sure. So they're gonna mark it on a sheet, and they will try to figure out where the opponent's sub is, and then you're shooting missiles to try and get each other. It's very simple rule set. But there's like some complexity to it in terms of the strategic decisions you might make in trying to find the opponent, or the deductive reasoning you might do is you mark on the
Mhm.
sheet and you're like moving it around. What is the sheet called?
It's like a plastic
Plexiglass,
overlay sort of
plastic
thing.
overlay. Yeah, you just wipe it off when you're done.
Yeah.
But you're moving it around and you're like, okay, well, if they went right down, that means they can't be here because they can't cross this rock or whatever. I mean, you're trying to deduce where they are, and it's just really good, and it's something again that we play with our kids and they enjoy it. And they can both be the captain or the
Navigator, probably.
navigator. That's it. My
Uh,
number three.
and my number two is also sonar. So we'll just piggyback off of that. So I like that it's one of those weird things where it's like you might know where they are, but you can't launch a missile at them, a missile, missile at them until you are in the same quadrant as they are, or until you have like enough points stored up because you need four, right? Action points or something, the
Mhm.
equivalent of action points, to shoot. So you might know where they are, but unless you act on it really quickly, they're going to go silent and they're going to do something sneaky and not tell you which direction they went. And or they're going to, now that you know where they are, they're going to announce their location and now they get to erase their board and go wherever. So it's really fun. I don't actually know if we've played the actual full game of this with them. Like we normally do once or twice. Have we played the full one?
What do you
Where
mean? I
like
think we have.
okay, well maybe we have, but normally it's like you get it once and you're like, woohoo, you feel like you won, but you're supposed to actually go two or three.
Oh, maybe we
Um,
haven't done a full two because you have to shoot each other twice. I think we usually stop at one.
yeah.
So
But it's very fun and it's cool because like normally it's a parent and a kid versus a parent and a kid. So you let them do whatever role they find the most joy in. It's good for like reading grids and like doing that sort of orthogonal movement, getting action points and like taking points and spending them on certain things, working as a team. I don't know. It does feel good though. It is very fun.
it is, yeah.
Yeah.
I really enjoy it. There's also like an 8-person captain sonar that I supposed to. I feel like I've heard it's a lot more stressful and complicated, but probably would be a lot of fun
With
with
more people,
adults.
yeah. But for our four-person family, this is perfect.
Captain or
Yeah.
sonar is perfect.
It's
Yes.
hard to go back to Battleship, like because we have Battleship and the kids still do request playing it, at least the older one. Um, but if I'm gonna play anything like that, I'd rather just play Sonar for sure. Like Battleship isn't that fun anyways, but Sonar is. Play
Sonar's
Sonar.
great. I have on my list too.
So it's your number two.
Mine, that was my number three. Oh, my number two,
Yeah,
yeah.
come on.
It's one Jasmine already mentioned. It's Dodo's Riding Dinos. It's been on other lists. It's really good. It's a racing game. Racing games work well with our family. It's goofy. I don't think you go into it expecting a super serious racing game. You go into it expecting it to be goofy, expecting to get it to be unbalanced sometimes, for people to it's a good game. And we really enjoy it. Got big chunky dice. We're not being paid for this, by the way.
No,
Just
I would have to tell that.
oh, it's funny.
But
So anyways, Dodo's Riding Dinos. It's a great game. I think there could be an expansion for it. that would be fun. But yeah, check it out. We really enjoy it.
Check it out. Okay, my last one, number one, is a social deduction game that has already been mentioned. And we've already kind of talked at length about it, but I'll take 1 second here. One Night Ultimate Werewolf. Again, for our family, from the time we were like in our 20s playing with my sister who was in college at the time to now, like it has been a favorite.
Yeah.
It is not it's something that lasts. Like it's not something that you get sick of, really. I mean, like maybe there's other social deduction games that your group likes better, but this
Yeah.
one is a really fun one. I love how adaptable it is for like different, hey, you want to jump in and play next round, it's going to take us 3 minutes to finish this one, and you can just quickly add another roll or something like that. I love that the little recording tells you what to do as it's saying it out. So like we've played it like with a lot of new people, it's very easy to teach because you're like, here's what everything does, but if you just listen for your role, it will tell you what to do.
Right.
So that's kind of nice. If someone flubs and you need to start over, no big deal. It's a 3 minute round, or 5 minutes. And it's just, it's fun. They like to lie. The only challenging part, honestly, is how short their arms are and like how
Yeah.
hard it is to be quiet sometimes, like when you're trying to do stuff. But they manage pretty well, and yeah, it's just very fun. It's sturdy game, so that helps too. It's like not flimsy cards. Yeah, we get a lot of use out of our copies.
Yeah. Very good. That's a good call out with the short arms too.
Mhm. We usually say short arms go on this side of the table where the cards are. Everybody else just has to make it work.
Yeah. But even when things get spoiled a little bit because of noises, it's short and still fun.
Mhm.
Okay, my number one has also already been mentioned. It's a cooperative game. It's Ziggurat.
You had two cooperative games.
It's good. We just enjoy it.
Sorry for all the overlaps.
There's a lot of
Hello.
overlaps, and also a lot that were towards the top for all of us.
Mhm.
All of us. Uh, uh, but Ziggurat's just fun. I don't know. I'm curious how
This just came
it's
out.
ranked.
Didn't
Yeah,
it
it
come
came
out like
out.
last year or 2 years
It
ago?
came out at Gen Con last year. I think it was being released then. And yeah, we just really enjoy it.
Everybody should play Ziggurat with if you have a family, especially like and you like legacy
If
games.
you like
It's
legacy games, yeah,
I know
because I
there's
mean,
other ones. What's I never mind. There's other games out there that are also supposed to be really fun, but this one really hit with our and once we play through it, the rest of the way, we're almost done. But
yeah, and I mean, if you're not familiar with legacy games, that's maybe one
mhm.
thing is that the idea is, you're going to play through it, you're going to add stickers, you might rip up cards, do different things, and then at the end of it, you might have a game you can play. I don't. I'll be surprised if once we finish it. There's only 6 games, and I'll be surprised if we ever play it again after the 6th one. We might. I
But
think in
to
the
put it into perspective, if it's like a $30 game or something like that, and you play it 6 times for like roughly an hour a piece, that's 6 hours for $30 for 4 people. Like that's not bad.
yeah.
Just in case anybody's like, oh, I don't want to spend money on that. I'm just gonna
Well,
play
and
stuff.
if you're familiar with legacy games, so
Yeah,
it's just the same.
but maybe learn.
Yeah, it's fun. That's it.
That's it. Okay, so those are our top 10 games that we would play with like 5 to 10 year old kids to teach them like to have fun, but then also to teach them some of the mechanics of games that we want to play as adults.
I think this would be a really
Yeah,
fun one to revisit when our kids are closer to 10,
10, yeah. Yeah, that's
because
true.
I suspect that we're aged down a bit in a
Mhm.
way. I mean, I guess it's 5 to 10, so it's a wide range, and most of these
How about you
we
guys
really.
let us know? We're aged down a bit. I feel like some of the 10-year-old things. I just also I
Well, I
guess people
mean,
who are watching this probably like have like and they are watching it for their kids. They probably have kids who play games. So
yeah,
yeah, I could see that.
and I guess on my list, only Catan Junior and Ticket to Ride First Journey are the only ones I don't see us having when our kids are 10.
That's true. Some of these are just like grown-up games or
Right.
family style games that we would play
I
with
mean,
larger
in
groups.
Ziggurat, we may not have anymore, but it's only because we've played it through. I would still think it would work really well with 10-year-olds. So actually, I take it back. It's a great list.
Tell us we're wrong. Tell us your top tens if you have different games or games that we should be playing. And don't forget to like and subscribe to see more of our top 10 lists and other videos that are coming forth.
Thank you.